Alhamdulillah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hari ini kita sambung kuliah kita tafsir Surah Yasin ayat ke-32. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi yassir Rabbi yassir Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tamin bil khair. Ya Fattah ya Fattah ya Fattah ya Razzaq ya Razzaq ya Razzaq. Ya Alim ya Alim ya Alim wa bika nasta'in. Allahumma rabbana rabbi zidna ilma. Allahumma rabbana ihdina siratal mustaqim. Surah Yasin ayat 32. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa in kullun lamma jami'an ladaina muhdarun. Wa ayatul lahumul ardul maytatu ahyaynaha wa akhrajna minha habban فمنه يأكلون وما جعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار وإذا هم مظلمون. Terjemah. Wa in kullun lamma jami'an ladina muhdarun. Wa in kullun, dan setiap umat, setiap generasi dan tidaklah setiap generasi dan tidaklah setiap umat atau setiap generasi manusia lamma jami'al, tatkala mereka dikumpulkan semua sekali, ladaina di sisi kami, muhdarun mereka akan dihadapkan. Wa in kullun lamma jami'an, and they will not, each of the generation, lamma jami'an ladaina muhdarun, except all of them, ladaina before us, muhdarun they will be presented. That means, and surely every one of them will be brought before us to be judged on Yawmul Mahsyar, on Yawmul Mahsyar. Wa in kullu lamma jami'an ladaina muhdarun, dan setiap umat, dan tidaklah setiap umat itu yang buat kufur dan sebagainya itu, lamma jami'un ladaina muhtarun, kecuali semua sekali, jami'un, semua sekali, ladaina kepada kami, muhtarun, mereka akan dihadapkan untuk dibicarakan. Dihadapkan untuk dibicarakan. Tafsir. Refer back to the previous class. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين. And not that we send unto his people min ba'dihi, after him, that means after he died, min jundim, any soldiers, any army, minas samai, from the heavens, wa ma kunna mundilin, and we did not send down. That means we send not against the people after Habib al-Najjar was killed and all the Rasuls were killed. Any army from the heavens, and nor that we do such thing. In kanat illa sayhatan wahidah, and it was not except illa sayhatan, except a shout, one shout. فَإِذَا هُمْ خَامِدُونَ, and suddenly they become dead people. You know the sound of Jibreel alayhi salam, the scream of Jibreel alayhi salam is so loud that it breaks the bone, the hands, the muscles, everything become liquid. Everybody suddenly died. And there are two types. It happens in kaum Thamud and kaum Madian. The same thing, shout by Jibreel alayhi salam, whereby he suddenly killed all the people of Thamud, all the people of Madian. But in other ayat, the vibration, the earthquake from below. That means in other ayat, Allah said there are earthquake from below, so the people died. In actual fact, the sound is so strong that the earth moved. The sound is so strong that the earth moved. So everybody died, and there are no trace, because once the skin bursts, that means everybody become liquid, like water. Ya hasratan ala al-ibad. How regretful upon my servants, upon the servants. That means Allah's servants. Ma ya'tihim min rasulin. Did not come to them from any Rasul, illa kanu bihi, except they towards him, towards this Rasul, yastahzi'un, they mock them. Alam yarau kam ahlakna qablahum minal quruni, and do they not see kam ahlakna qablahum, how many of the people that we have destroyed, qablahum, before them. Before them here means before Musyrikin Makkah. Before Musyrikin Makkah. Them here, Musyrikin Makkah. There are two tafsir. One Musyrikin Makkah, one is Habib al-Najjar. Minal Quruni, from the generations, annahum, that indeed they, ilayhim, towards them, la yarji'un, will not return. Will not return. So that means before kaum Rome here were killed in Antakya here, before they were killed, there are many generations of people who are against Tawheed, against the Sunnah of every Rasul, that every one of them will be brought, everyone will be brought in front of Allah Azza wa Jalla in Yawmul Mahsyar to be justified. You see, for example, Hitler, he killed 6 million Jews. He killed millions and millions of people. And there are nobody judged him. He was not being judged in the world. Okay? And there are many people who do bad things and scot free. Nobody catch them, put them to justice. Okay? But Allah would definitely bring these people back in Yawmul Mahsyar to be judged. Okay? So whether your kaum from Tajikistan, your previous dictators or so on, who kill people, who torture people, and they are scot-free, nobody judged them. They died already. But they will definitely be judged in Yawmul Mahsyar. Okay? So here, وَإِن كُلٌّ لَمَّا جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ, and they will not, all of them, each generation of people, each one of them, each generation of them, لَمَّا جَمِيعٌ لَدَيْنَا مُحْضَرُونَ, except that we will gather them all in front of us, before us, that means in front of us, muhdarun, they will be presented to be judged. Yeah, to be judged. Yawm al-Mahsyar. Wa ayatul lahumul ardul maytatu ahyaynaha wa akhrajna minha habban faminhu ya'kulun. Here is the dalil where you have to write here on this, before this sentence, before this ayat, you have to write that Allah had created you, give you food, give you all the needs and wants of you, what you want. Everything He will give to you. So that you will think that there must be a creator, there must be a Rabb, there must be a Rabb that create you, that provide you sustenance, provide you rezeki. Ayat ni dalil mengatakan, this ayat is the dalil why we must worship only Allah, tauhid only to Allah. This is the dalil, the first dalil, the first one. Wa ayatul lahum, and a sign for them that Allah created them. What here? Al-ardu, that means the earth, the land. Al-maitata, which was dead before. Dead, maitata, dead. That means desert, like a desert before. Ahyainaha, we brought the land to life. How? By giving rain, giving water. Giving rain and giving water. Giving rain. Wa ayatul lahum, dan sebagai satu tanda bagi mereka supaya sembah Allah Ta'ala saja ialah al-ardu, bumi ini al-maitatu, yang sudah mati, yang sudah gersang. Ahyainaha, kami hidupkannya semula dengan memberi hujan, memberi air. Wa akhrajna minha habban, and we produce from it, from the land, habban, bijian, grain, like wheat, to make roti, or rice, to make paddy, to make rice, okay, or maize, sorghum, oats, and so on. Habban, that means grain. This type of plant, it only live about 3 to 6 months at least. 3 months to 6 months. Then it produce the grain. You have to harvest it. If not, it die. The grain, okay, grain. That means the wheat, you have to harvest it. The paddy, you have to harvest it. If not, the paddy in 3 months. The wheat about 3 to 4 months or so. Okay, the maize about 3 or 4 months. Sorghum also the same. Habban. Faminhu, and from it, from them, that means from the grain, yakulun, they eat, they all eat. If you know, Adam alayhi salam, his sons, his daughters, there are few people only. Then he and his wife, his son, his daughter, about 20 pairs. That means 40 children. They do not have to plant wheat, paddy, don't need. You just catch hold of any animals, any fruit, they can eat. But Allah knows that the generation of people after this needs carbohydrate from this area. You cannot plant this area. You can plant only wheat. This area, like Malaysia, Indonesia, and so on, you plant rice, paddy. From the paddy, we get rice. From the wheat, we get flour so that you can make bread. Okay? فَمِنْهُ يَأْكُلُونَ, and from it, they will eat as sustenance. That means Allah give you the wheat, the plant. It is a type. Wheat is a type of grass. Paddy is a type of grass. Maize, jagung, is a type of grass. Sorghum, it is a type of grass. Oats, it is a type of grass. Okay, whereby this area you can plant in desert area, sorghum and so on, in desert area. In semi-desert, you can plant wheat. In watery area, you can plant paddy and so on. Okay? Allah has created that wheat, that habban wheat, so that you can make roti. Allah created paddy so that we can eat rice. Okay? Do you think Adam alayhi salam know how to grow rice, know how to grow wheat, know how to grow maize and so on? No, he doesn't know. You know the wheat in 3 months to 6 months you harvest it. Then you harvest it, with the stock. Okay, a portion you reserve to plant another batch after this. The rest you eat. Okay. How to plant? One thing. Adam alayhi salam doesn't know how, but he teaches his sons, his daughters, how to grow. Why? How? Don't you know? You don't know. Okay. Look into Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah Al-Baqarah ayat 30. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ, page number 6. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ, and remember when your Rabb said to the angels, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً, indeed that we are going to make on the earth Khalifa. Khalifa here is not Khalifa. Khalifa. Khalifa means a person live, and then he gets sons and daughters. One day he will die. After that, his sons and daughters live, and one day they will die. That means one live, one die, one live, one die. Khalifa. Okay, continuously. It is not Khalifa. Khalifa only one Khalifa only. So Khalifa means people on this earth continuously living and dying. Also, can Allah create all the mankind one shot? Can He? Yes, He can. Can Allah create paddy, one shot. Yes, he can. But paddy, forest, fruits, everything create khalifa. That means one type grow and then die, and then another grow and then die. Okay, continuously. Qalu, and so they say, the malaikat say, Ataj'alu fiha man yufsidu fiha? Are you going to create on the earth man yufsidu fiha? Who will do corruption on it? Wa yasfiku dima, and will shed blood. Wa nahnu nusabbihu bihamdika wa nuqaddisu lak. And indeed, whereas we excel and praise you, and we purify you. If you were to make this type of people, this type of being, they will kill, they will do corruption on this earth. That means they will do shirk, they will do bidah, they will kill people. But we malaikat, we praise you. If you want praises, we want tusabbihu bihamdika wa nuqaddisu lak, then we do that. So Allah Ta'ala said, Qala, Allah Ta'ala said, Inni a'lam ma la ta'lam. Indeed, I know what you don't know. Simple only. Wa 'allama Adam al-asma'a kullaha. This is the verse. Wa 'allama Adam al-asma'a kullaha. And we teach, and he taught to Adam alayhi salam al-asma'a kullaha, all the names of everything. Everything, kullaha here, everything in the Jannah, because he is in Jannah. Everything is in Jannah. Everything is in Jannah. ثم أعرضهم على الملائكة, and then he showed them to the malaika. فقال, and he said, أنبئوني بأسماء هؤلاء. Tell them, you tell me the names of these, all these. In kuntum sadiqin, if you are indeed a righteous person, people who say that men will kill, will do corruption on this earth, and will shed blood, you tell me. Qalu, the malaikat say, Subhanaka, glorify to you, Allah. La a'lam, la ilma lana, we have no knowledge. La ilma lana, we have no knowledge. Kita tak ada ilmu pengetahuan. Illa, except ma 'allamtana, except what you taught us only. Innaka antal alimul hakim, and indeed you, al-alim, the omniscient, the maha tinggi, al-hakim, the most wise, the maha bijaksana. Why? Because malaika doesn't eat anything, doesn't want anything. Okay? So, what is the meaning? وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. And he taught Adam alayhi salam al-asma'a kullaha, the names of each and everything on in the Jannah. That means, for example, Bapak tulis kat ni. For example, contoh. In Jannah, they have roti also. Okay, they have roti, they have rice also. Okay, they have sorghum also. They have sheep, they have goats, They have meat. They have meat also. They have fishes also. They have clothing. They have honey. They have everything. Everything. So on the earth, it is a substitute of what is in Al Jannah. Okay, whereby the roti gandum di surga tu, dia Allah Taala tak perlu tanam gandum tu. The wheat, Allah doesn't need to plant the wheat. Allah create the wheat like that, and create the flour. So Allah Taala told Adam, this wheat, this flour is from wheat. This is the type. This is the plant. Okay. This is how, if you were to be on earth, this is how you can plant the wheat. How to plant the wheat, how to water the wheat, everything. And then after some time, it matures, so you harvest the wheat. Okay, Allah Ta'ala told him, harvest the wheat. Then, how to get them? You have to separate from the stalk. You get the grain. And with the grain, you mill it before milling everything. Okay, and after that, you put in water. Then you make a dough. Then you bake in oven. So Allah Ta'ala told him, this is how they make oven. This is how to make dough. So you place the dough in the oven so that you get the roti. This is how you plant paddy. This is the plant. This plant must be planted in water. You have to plant in water, paddy. So you plant that in water. So how to get it? So you do this. Tell him how to do it. Okay? And after that, after 3 months, 4 months, you harvest. You harvest. Then how to eat? You have to pound. So that is spread from the husk. The seed is that the grain. You have to peel out the husk. Then you get the rice. You cannot eat the rice. You have to boil it in water. This one you don't boil. You add water. You make a dough. Wheat. Paddy, you have to boil in water. And then you cook. So you get rice. This one you got dough. Okay. So to eat that, with that, these are the animals. This is the goats, this is the sheep, this is the cow, everything. So you slaughter that, you get the meat. Then you eat with the dough, with the roti or the rice or the fishes. Okay? This is the plate. This is called the plate. The plate is made of gold. Talam, this very big one, this is made of gold. This is glass, made of gold. So you drink from this. This is called glass. This is called jug. This is called plate. This is called, and so on. This is knife. This is spoon, and so on. This is how you eat. And then Allah Ta'ala called malaikat. Come, tell me, what is this? Wheat plant. Malaikat say, we don't know. How to get the dough? We don't know. How to get the rice from the paddy? You cannot know. How to grow the rice? We don't know. La ilma lana illa ma allamtana. So if the tafsir is just to give the names, then it is. After this, Adam was going to go down to earth. Am I right? Allah knows that Adam and his wife Hawa will go down to earth, stay on earth, and his generation will have to eat wheat, rice, and so on. So Adam taught his sons and daughters how to grow this type of habban, grain. Okay? So you look into the normal tafsir. It is just, what is this? What is this plant? What is this plant? What is this thing? No, not only that. This is honey, original. This is honey from a river of honey in Al Jannah. But I make this honey in dunya, you can get this honey from the bees. See, this river is made of milk. Huh? How to get? From the goats, the sheep, the cow. Okay? So Allah taught him everything. Because Adam is a very intelligent man. Very intelligent. He's the most beautiful man ever created. The most beautiful. According to Hadis, Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam and his mother is only 10% of Adam alayhi salam. The handsomeness, the beautifulness of Yusuf and his mother is about 10%. Another hadith say 50% of Adam alayhi salam. That means he's very beautiful, very handsome. Because Allah created him. And his intelligence, if all the intelligent people from the early to the end is only 50% of the intelligence of Adam alayhi salam. Only 50%. See? Very intelligent. Okay? Dah tulis ada belakang? Hah? Tak ada. Ni. Wa ayatul lahum, and a sign to them that we have the power. Sign to them that they have to wa ayatul lahum, and as a sign to them, that means that Allah is the Rabb who create, who provide sustenance. Al-ardu, this earth, dunia, al-maitatu, before it was dead. The first tafsir, the first date here, dead. Maitatu, dead. Ahyainaha, we brought it to life. So the first tafsir, the normal tafsir is a land which is in drought, like desert area. When it rains, suddenly the desert blooms into grass, into flowers, and so on. Okay. Another tafsir, al-maitatu. Before Allah Ta'ala create The first thing that Allah Ta'ala create the earth, molten lava. Over millions of years, the lava become crust. Millions and millions of years, Allah Ta'ala put in water so it starts to grow. Okay? It was dead before. This earth, the whole earth is dead before. When Allah Ta'ala create first, there are nothing can live here. Nothing. And out of this earth, when we brought it to life, we produce. We say that we produce. No, Allah Ta'ala said we produce. That means man cannot produce this wheat, this rice, this so on. Cannot. Minha, from it, habban, grain. Faminhu yakulun, and from them they will eat. They can eat. Waja'alna fiha, and we place onto it, that means onto the earth, jannatin, gardens. Min nakhilin, from palms. Palms in a desert area, dates. Korma. Malaysia cannot grow korma, cannot. Malaysia have palms also. You know? What, do you know? Coconut is a palm. Coconut. It is a palm tree. So every tafsir bin nakhil from palms. Nakhil ini dates, date palms. No. And you know there's palm plantation, whereby you get palm oil now. Malaysia, Indonesia produce lots, millions and millions of tons of oil. Palm oil. That palm, it is also a tree. It is a palm tree. If you look into the palm, it is similar to the date palm. Similar. It produces from the stalk there, and it bears fruit. Okay? And here we have many about this palm, whereby we have many types of palms here, many types. Not only palm to get palm oil, no. To get sagu also can. Sagu comes from there. Or coconut, many. You can see that it is one stem, then the branches, the branch, okay, then the fruit will come through that. Okay. Everything is called palm. So min nakhilin is date palms. That means every type of palm. So in Malaysia produce palm oil, okay, whereby it is needed by the world now. Waj'alna fiha jannatin. We place onto it jannatin, gardens, min nakhilin, from date palms. Wa'anabin, from grapes. Okay, grapes, you know grapes. Grapes are a plant which is, the stem is very weak. So you have to put para, we call it para here. We put para there. and then you have to cut. You have to cut. After it produce, you have to cut. So next year it will grow again to produce this these grapes. Here we don't have that, but we have similar. We have similar like we have similar, but we don't plant it bed. We don't plant as it is like the grapes. وَفَجَّرْنَا فِيهَا مِنَ الْعُيُونِ, and we cause the fiha, we cause from the earth minal uyuni, spring, minal uyun, spring, so that you can grow this, to get this habban, you get this date, palms, these grapes from the spring. You know, spring, you get the spring, uyun, from the spring you have small, we call it brooks, B-R-O-O-K, B-R-O-O-K-S, brooks. And then here we call it anak sungai. And then after that, after this spring come from here, then another spring join together. So one, after some time, it becomes a river. A river. Liya'kulu min samarihi, so that with the spring, so that they can eat min samarihi, from fruits. They can grow fruits. From this spring. وَمَا عَمِلَتْهُ أَيْدِيهِمْ, and did not it work by their hands. أَفَلَا يَشْكُرُونَ, then why? Hamzah, means, don't you know that? Don't you know this? I create this. Fala yashkurun. Hamzah is a word. What? One word. Means, from all these things that I create, fala yashkurun. Why don't you be grateful to him? Why don't you? Then they did not be grateful to him. Hamzah, orang belakang. Hamzah ni maknanya dengan Allah Ta'ala jadikan bumi ini daripada gersang kepada hidup, kemudian daripadanya dia keluarkan biji-bijian, daripadanya dia jadikan pula daripada pokok-pokok palm ni, iaitu daripada anggur ke pokok tama, atau contoh tamanya ialah kelapa sawit, kelapa, wa'nabin, dan anggur. Wa fajjarna fiha minal uyun, dan kami buat kepada bumi itu supaya dia keluarkan minal uyuni, daripada mata-mata air. Kami buat. kami keluarkan, kami rekakan supaya dia pecah daripada muka bumi itu, pihak daripada bumi itu, minal uyuni, daripada mata-mata air, spring. Dengan guna semua sekali itu, liyakulu min samarihi, supaya mereka boleh makan daripada buah-buahannya. Wa ma amilat aydihim, dan tidaklah mereka buat dengan tangan mereka tu melainkan Allah Taala aja. Wa ma amilat aydihim, and it did not work from their hands. Allah created. They just plant the tree. They just plant the fruit tree. They just plant. This is the seed plant here. This is the stem, put the stem there and many things to get the fruit. People just plant it. Can the people make it grow? Cannot. You can plant a tree. You can plant anything. But if Allah Ta'ala wants it to grow, it grows. If Allah Ta'ala doesn't want it to grow, doesn't grow. It doesn't grow. Wa ma amilat hu aydihim. And not that it work with their hands. Bukanlah dia boleh keluarkannya daripada tangannya. Allah Ta'ala yang jadikan. They can plant the tree, but to make the tree grow, Allah Ta'ala do it to grow. You can plant many trees, but to make it grow, Allah Ta'ala makes it grow. Okay? Wa ma amilat fa aydihim, and not that it works with their hands, but Allah Ta'ala make it grow. So that Hamzah there. From this, I create this earth, from the earth to become living. We produce from it habban, grain. We produce from it jannatin min nakhilin wa anabin wa fajjarna fiha min al-uyun. Hamzah. Why don't you know that we create all this? Fala yashkurun. Why don't they be grateful? See? That one word. Afala yashkurun. Subhana. Glory to Allah. Maha suci Allah. Glory to Allah without any anything that makes him look weak. Glory to him. Subhanaka. Subhana here. Subhana, glory is to Allah. Maha suci Allah daripada ada sifat lemah. From having a sifat which is weak. Glory to Allah. Every sifat, his sifat 99 names, the 99 sifat of Allah. Glory to him. With any sifat which is weak. Weak. Subhana, Maha suci Allah daripada ada sifat lemah. Why do I say I translate as having a weak sifat? Because the people who do kafir to Allah say that Allah needs a son. That means Allah is weak. Allah is too busy. He cannot entertain all the doa. Subhana. Glory to Allah. Maha suci Allah daripada ada sifat lemah. In having a weak point, a weak sifat, that he needs a son. He needs somebody to assist him. He needs this and this and this. That's all syirik to Allah. Okay? Alladhi khalaqal azwaja. Glory to Allah who doesn't have a weak sifat. A weak sifat. Alladhi, he who khalaqal azwaja. He who he has created al azwaja in pairs. Kuliah, all of it. The fruit tree, they are male and female. Animals, male and female. Pairs, in pairs. Men and women. Mimma tumbitul ard. From what grows on the earth. All men, male and female. The flower, the pollen and the stigma, the pollen and the stigma. Okay? The flower itself, there's male and female. The flower itself is male and female. Okay? The animals, male and female. Azwaja kullaha mimma tumbitul ard, from that grows on the earth. Wa min anfusihim, and from themselves also. That means man can only be created using sperms and eggs from the wife, from the woman. Min anfusihim. Wa mimma la ya'lamun, and from what they do not know. There are many creations that we do not know. For example, I tell you, for example, from what we know now. Before we don't know, now we know. For example, snails, you know, snails, you know, snails, yeah. Snails, yeah. There are no male and female for snails. So they merge together and start to bite into one another. So both of them have male and female. This snail have male and female organ. This snail have male and female organ. So if the first one penetrates the male organ of the first snail, penetrate the skin of the second snail, so that snail become female. And that female, the organ of this snail penetrate from this to this one become female. So both produce small snails. Huh? Understand? I give you an example from what I know. Wa mimma la ya'lamun, and from what they do not know. Okay. Wa ayatul lahum. And then there's a sign to them also. So from the ayat 33 to 36, what is the point here? Point here is, the sign is Allah Ta'ala create food for us. This is another sign. Wa ayatul lahum, and there's a sign for them. Jadi ayat 33 sampai 36 tu orang belakang tu, ayat 33 sampai 36 tu ialah dalil Allah Ta'ala memberi keperluan makan untuk manusia. Wa ayatul lahum, dan sebagai satu tanda bagi mereka ni, and as a sign to them, al-lailu, the night. Naslahu minhul nahara. We withdraw from the night, from minhu, from it, an-nahar, the day. The night, we withdraw from the day. Malam kami tarik daripada siang hari. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُظْلِمُونَ, and suddenly they are in the darkness. Malam. Apabila tandanya ialah malam. Kami masukkannya, kami tarik dari malam tu siang hari, an-nahara, siang hari. Tarik siang hari itu maka menyebabkan mari malam. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُظْلِمُونَ, and suddenly they are in the dark. Maka tiba-tiba mereka dalam kegelapan. Wasyamsu, and the sun, tajri, dan matahari, tajri, limustaqarril laha, and it runs on its course towards it. The sun, you see, if you take something, you tie to a string, then you wound, so it becomes round. Okay, but the sun moving, it is not round. It is not round. No. If you take a string, you tie it to something, ambil tali, ikat pada benda, kemudian kita pusing itu, buat gitu. It will be round. So it becomes an orbit. So here, direct translation first, Wasyamsu, and the sun, tajri limustaqarril laha. It runs on its course and on its orbit, laha, towards it. Kepadanya. Ha is what? Ha. Laha, to it. Towards the creation of Allah, towards the decree of Allah, qadha Allah. You see the sun move like this. I show you, the sun move like this. The earth move like this. Like this. We call it spherical. Oh no, not spherical. Oblique. You suddenly in 1 year, you can see the moon becomes very big. Sometime in a year, the moon is very small. Okay? Why? Because this is the earth, the moon move like this. It is move optical, move like this. If it is spherical, it is like a ball, round. This is not. This is the earth, the moon is moving like this. So when it moves here, it is shorter, so you see the moon very, very big. When the moon is at this point, you see the moon is small. Okay? So moves like this. So the earth itself move to the sun the same way also. Spherical also, optical also. Move like that also. And the sun itself, the sun, the earth, everything move. Here you see, Washamsu and the sun, Tajri, flow with its orbit, Laha, towards it, towards another body there. Another body there. So the sun moves like that. The moon to the earth. Okay? The earth and the moon to the sun. The sun itself moves like that also. Huh? Zalika. Thus. Therefore. Takdir. This is the decree. Takdir. Al-Aziz. The Almighty. Al-Alim. The All-Knowing. Wal-Qamara. And the moon. Qaddarnahu. We decree to it. Kami qaddakannya, kami tetapkannya. Manazila. One manazil. One mentions. Manazil. Manazil is 28 days. 28 days. One manazil. If it is 29, it is only 1 month. The fixed one is 28. If you exceed 28, when it exceed, that means 29, it is only 1 month. Okay? If it is 30 days, it is also 1 month. But the fixed one is 28 days. One manazil, 28 days. Hatta ada. Until it returns. Kal-urjuni, the curved stalk of the date palm. The curved stalk of the date palm, the coconut palm, the palm tree, same thing. Coconut also the same. Al-Qadim, the old stock. Huh? Yeah, just like this. That means after 28 days, 28 fixed. Then the last one it is like this. Last one, the moon look like this. Like the stalk of the date palm. Okay? So when it becomes to another month, it becomes like this on this side. Okay? Last one it is like this, and then another month becomes like this. Sorry, it becomes like this. Okay? Another month. La shamsu yanbaghi laha. It is not that the sun is permitted to meet her, for it. Permitted to it. Tidaklah matahari itu boleh kejar bulan. And tudrika, to reach al-qamara. The sun cannot reach al-qamara. Cannot. La syamsu yanbaghi laha an tudrika al-qamara. Wala laylu sabiqun nahari. And not that the night can overtake the day. Tidaklah boleh matahari itu melepasi malam itu melepasi siang. Wa kullun, each one of them, fi falakin, on its orbit, on its decree. Yasbahun, they are all floating in all floating. Yasbahun, they are all floating, iaitu mereka semua tu jalan dalam satu orbit. So the next dalil, next week inshallah. Two dalil. So the first dalil Allah Ta'ala create food for us. First dalil Allah Ta'ala create food for us. From the food, He creates the fruits also. That means habban. From that, an-nakhilin, date, wa'anabin, and grapes. That means Allah Ta'ala create trees like a date tree. Okay, like a date tree, palm, like korma dates, korma ajwa, you say just with it. There are thousands and thousands of types of dates. Thousands and thousands. There are dates about this big. There are dates about this big. Very hard also have. This big also have. There are many types. Thousands of types. We are not discussing about that. So from the dates, min nakhili, that means Allah Ta'ala create from the dates whereby you can get many sustenance from the dates. From this nakhli, like coconut, we have many uses of coconut. We have many uses for palm. You get palm oil and so on. From that palm oil, you can make butter. You can make many things. Okay. Then Allah Ta'ala makes the earth, causes the earth to produce al-uyun. Causes. You see, ya? Ni tulis gini nak tengok ni. Untuk keluar mata air. There's rainwater. This is the surface. So the water seeps into the earth. Okay, goes to the ground. Okay. How can the water from the ground goes out to become spring, to become al-uyun? Because when you go down, Allah Ta'ala create with the movement of the earth and so on, pushes. Underground there is a stone layer, whereby the water cannot penetrate there. So it pushes the weight of the water, the weight of the earth, pushes the water here, see here, pushes the water, so the water starts to move up. And spring comes out from the mountain. Okay? From that mountain, the spring, it becomes brook, and then small river, and then becomes big river. Okay? So Allah Ta'ala create from the rainwater, whereby the water seeps into the ground, the earth pushes because underground there is a stone layer underground, so the water cannot pass through. Tak boleh, ni batu di bawah, maka dia akan lekat situ. So air ni tolak dia keluar. Okay. So the catchment area must be under a tree. So there are trees, so the water seepage the water, the tree. If it is desert, the water, the rainwater flows down and it immediately becomes a river, flood. Okay, if heavy rain happens in the desert, it becomes flood. In the equator, like now in Malaysia, we have many trees, whereby we also have flood if it is if it rains very heavy over a long period of time. But normally, if it rains, the rain fall on the tree, on the leaves, on the stem. So majority of the rain goes down, but some of the about 10%, maybe 10% of the water retained by the tree. Okay, and then it seeps slowly, drops slowly to the ground. Hmm? So this water seeps into the ground, and then it pushes. That. So this one, this one. Mana nak cari? Wafajjarna fiha. Wafajjarna fiha. We cause the water fiha in the earth, causes the water in the earth minal uyun to become spring, throughout from spring in the mountain. And then with that spring water, you can plant trees. Liya'kulu min samarihi, so that you can plant, so that you can eat from its fruits. That means you can plant trees and so on from the water to get the fruits. وَمَا عَمِلَتْهُ أَيْدِيهِمْ, not that they can create, it works for it with their hand, the fruit. They can only plant the tree, Allah Ta'ala makes it grow. Okay? Afala, Hamzah. Why don't you? You know everything. If you ask any kafir, is this what happened? Yes. And with all this dalil, fala yashkurun. Why don't they be grateful? Subhana. Glory to Allah without any weak sifat. That he doesn't need a son. He doesn't need anybody to create anything, to do on his behalf. No, he can do it himself. Alladhi khalaqal, subhana, alladhi khalaqal azwaja kullaha. That he is who create al azwaja, in pairs, kullaha, all of them, all of the trees. Mimma tumbitul ard, that grows from the earth. Wa min anfusihim, and from themselves. Wa mimma la ya'lamun, and from what they don't know. As I told you just now, for example, the snail. One day I was I have a big jetty harbor by the sea, and I have a small pond near my office. So I pump seawater into the pond. Then I put the fishes there. Suddenly, in the water there is a type of snail, whereby it is very colorful, but the snail doesn't have the cover. Tak ada kulit. So I was worried that this snail, because it is very colorful, that means it must be poisonous. So I kill the snail, and suddenly it grew. Okay. More becomes from that split becomes become another snail, another snail, another snail. So I drain it out, put it out. Only can kill it, cannot kill. You cut, it comes two. You cut, it comes two. Cut. I don't know how. Allah Ta'ala great. Huh? Okay. Okay. The second one is the second dalil. The second dalil. Actually, there's two dalil here. Actually, two dalil. Two dalil. One dalil is about the creation of food. 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 Subhanalladhi ini. Subhanalladhi. Allah Ta'ala who create all these plants into male and female. Male and female. Mimma tumbitul ard, where from what it grows on the earth, wa min anfusihim, and from themselves also, wa mimma la ya'lamun, and from what creation that they did not know. Second dalil, or third dalil here, wa ayatul lahum, and a sign to them, a dalil to them is al-laylu, the night. Naslahu minhu nahara, we withdraw from the night, from it, an-nahara, the day. فَإِذَا هُمْ مُظْلِمُونَ, and suddenly they become in darkness. So when Allah Ta'ala wanted to make it a day again, so an-naharu naslahu minhu al-laylu. So that the day becomes our text day, night. Washamsu, and the sun, which is because of the sun, it is about day and night. Washamsu tajri li mustaqarrin laha, it runs on its course, its orbit, laha, towards it. Kepadanya sini, nya itu apa dia? Nya itu kepada paksi satu lagi. Nah, paksi satu lagi. Nah, matahari, bumi, bulan, the moon, to the earth. Paksi become earth. Nah, paksi bagi bumi pulanya matahari. Paksi bagi matahari itu ada paksi lain pula. So if you look into the Milky Way, now we are in the galaxy of Milky Way. The sun that we have now is about one of 10 billion suns. 10 billion suns in the whole Milky Way galaxy. One galaxy, and there are about 10 billion galaxy. 10 billion galaxy about. Very big. About. So the sun is only one of 10 billion suns in Milky Way, in the galaxy of Milky Way. One Milky Way. And there are 10 billion, about 10 billion galaxy under the first heaven. There are 7 heavens. 7. Zalika, thus, taqdiru, it is the decree, al-aziz al-alim, the decree of the Almighty, al-alim, sebagai takdir daripada Tuhan yang bersifat gagah perkasa, Al-Alim yang maha mengetahui. Wal qamara, dan bulan pula. Qaddarnahu, we decree to it. Qadar, manazil. Manazil, one manazil is 28 days. 28, huh? Hatta ada kal urjunil qadim, until it returns to the curve of the date stock, date, D-A-T-E, date. Apa? Dia panggil apa? Mayung dia apa? Saya ingat La syamsu yanbaghi laha. It is not that the sun is permitted to meet the moon. The sun is not permitted to meet the moon, to hit the moon. Antudrikal qamara, to reach the moon. Because the moon is in another orbit with the earth, and the earth is moving in an orbit to the sun, and the sun is moving into an orbit to another big sun. Wala lailu, dan tidak juga malam tu, and not that the night sabiqun nahari can overtake the day. Wa kullum fi falakin yasbahun, and each of them in their respective orbit, dalam orbit mereka masing-masing itu, yasbahun, they are floating, they are floating. If I were to explain this, it would take 1 hour. So the moon move the earth towards the sun. Everything is floating. Everything is yasbahun, floating. Tadi apa? Wallahu a'lam. Inshallah we continue next week. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbana taqabbal minna wa ansurna innaka antas samiul alim. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. InsyaAllah.